As the general elections draws closer, many religious leaders, politicians, and other individuals have been sharing their opinions, prophecies concerning Nigeria's forthcoming presidential elections. The general overseer of the Citadel Global Community, Pastor Tunde Bakare, a former presidential aspirant under the All Progressives Congress during the primaries, has warned against vote buying in the forthcoming elections. During his State of the Nation broadcast titled Bridging the Gap Between Politics and Governance, the pastor urged Nigerians to reject political merchants during the 2023 general polls.
Nevertheless, we are left with the following lingering questions. Who among these candidates offers the best guarantee of a Nigeria that works for every Nigerian? Who amongst them? Is there perhaps a dark horse among those not considered main contenders who offers the best part to our aspirations as a nation? Still, is there any Nigerian out there who possesses the qualities that our nation needs at this time, but who, due to the kind of politics that is prevalent in Nigeria, does not have his or her name on the ballot? While I leave you to reflect on these questions, let me state the purpose of this address is to equip you as Nigerians with tools to assess any politician who has offered himself or herself for an elective position in 2023, as well as those who do so after 2023. With this background, let us now proceed to what I call the Politics and Governance Laboratory, where we will conduct a diagnosis of the governance capabilities of the politicians who are vying for political offices, especially the presidency in 2023. In the meantime, permit me to round off my thoughts on the convergence of divisive forces by pointing out one more historically divisive force that we must manage carefully as we approach the 2023 elections. By this, I'm referring to the historical contentions between the military and the political class, which in the past brought the military out of the barracks, disrupted the democratic process, and imposed military dictatorship on the Nigerian state. This year's presidential election will be the first since the return to democracy in 1999 that we now have a retired general or a former military head of state on the ballot. That's a good place to clap and thank God. Indeed, apart from Major Amsa Al-Mustafa of the Action Alliance Party, who had already stepped down, none of the presidential candidates has had a military career. Without prejudice to the rights of retired military personnel to contest elections of civilians, for a country with a history of almost 3 cumulative decades of military rule, this shift in the domination of the political space from ex-military to civilian is a milestone as it speaks of to the progressive development of a democratic culture in Nigeria. However, in what appears to be a proxy clash of power, we have also seen speculative reports of retired generals and ex-military heads of state throwing their weight behind one candidate or the other. This has the makings of a showdown between the former military leaders on the one hand and veteran politicians on the other. Nevertheless, as the last of the ex-military heads of state bows out of the presidency this year, the fact remains that an era of democratic transition is giving way to a new era of democratic institutionalization. An enormous responsibility therefore rests on the shoulders of the political class at this time to preserve our democratic gains while providing leadership to the military and keeping it content with its responsibility to defend our territorial integrity. This era of democratic institutionalization calls for not just any type of leader, not just politicians who seek power for the sake of power, not leaders whose legitimacy can be questioned, but leaders with character, competence, and capacity, emerging through free, fair, and credible elections, and possessing the capacity to translate political capital to governance outcomes. Please bear this in mind as we now proceed to the Politics and Governance Laboratory to conduct a diagnosis of the political landscape. Are you ready?
Please subscribe to this channel, NewsPopNG, for more updates. Do not forget to like the video and also drop your comments down the comment section. Thanks for watching.